There we go. We can start now.
All right,
I apologize.
that's fine. Calling to order the Independent Ethics Board for the City of Tallahassee on November 15th, 2022. The time is 4:01 p.m. The board members are present here in the City Hall along with members of the public. With the assistance of the Communications Department and the Information Technology Department, this meeting is live streamed on the Ethics Board's website, and we are recording it for future reference. There is a delay with online communications, and we should all be patient. As always, we thank those members of the City of Tallahassee for their support. At this time, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Floyd, roll call.
Carlos Ray,
Present.
Brian Smith,
Present.
Ernie Payne,
Here.
Ruby Barr,
Present.
Kristen Foster,
Here.
Robin Blank,
Here.
Patrick Kelly. Here. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Did all members receive the minutes for the October 18th, 2022 meeting? Any comments or edits to the minutes? If not, is there a motion to accept the minutes? I have a motion for Mr. Kelly, second by Mr. Payne. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion passes. At this time, public comment on agenda items and procedures for public comments and conducting the meeting. Board members are able to receive the supporting documents in this matter. This is where, okay. Any public comments, Mr. Floyd?
We have one for Mr. Stanley Sims, 320 Abingdon Way, on agenda item 6.
To the office report?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Sims, you're recognized to comment on the ethics office report.
Mr. Chairman, my comments are a little bit limited because I have not heard the feedback from the initial complaint that I have given to the board in regard to a pending issue that I have. But with all of that, Mr. Richard, if I have supplied the chairman of the board of exhaustion that I can use for I filed a motion for emergency relief with the courts today in reference to my citation of no trespassing. I was informed via email by city staff that my citation, which was slated to expire on December 1st, had been changed to be indefinitely. In the documentation that I submitted to the chairman, it did not say what I done for this action, nor did the first one say what I did of the other action. This was a response that came from me because I know that this board is familiar with Mr. Leland Whitfield. Mr. Leland Whitfield now sits in the Leon County Jail because he underestimated the slickness of this administration. I have, for the past 6 years, have endured their maneuvers, and I suffer with mental health challenges. And I believe that this administration sets up frustrating, stressful, poor communicative situations to trigger my mental illnesses. Excuse me. Which are anxiety, depression. even my team officer, Officer Moore, was giving me incorrect information that I had the ability to meet in City Hall on Monday as long as he accompanied me. I found out from Chief Jerome Gaines, who is over facility security. He said it in front of me and my team officer, Mr. Sims, that is not allowed. You go in, you will be arrested. In the documentation that I have provided the chairman, and I pray he share that with you, the IG's office, who's normally present here at these meetings, you can see have in the last couple of months have been more for in the back floor, because in his findings that he has released, he says clearly to me, if the city employees fail to give me correct information that leads to me boarding or messing with this citation, there is no harm to them. That harm all falls upon me. And allow me to give you an example. I have been threatened by the chief of police when I was frustrated, experiencing anxiety, and that leads to depression. I went to him during that limited window that I have to take care of business and to listen to my local government make decisions regarding my tax dollars. When I went to chief, he immediately come out yelling, saying, very unprofessional. I felt unsafe. I reached for my phone. When I reached for my phone, he threatened to arrest me, remove me, and place me in the county jail. I, who being an educated advocate, knew that that information was wrong. I filed a report with the IG's office, and they, just like the investigation where the mayor's current chief of staff shot me a bird, they conducted the investigation, did not include me in the investigation, but at least the IA did call me to tell me what their findings was. That is the type of investigative claims that I have received. I have exhausted every administrative appeal process that's available. There is not an appeal process available for no trespassing citations for a municipality. "30 more seconds and I'm closing. I don't have a time period, but I don't want to overdo my grace you guys have given me. The reason why I thanked, I'm getting emotional, Miss Barr, pray for me. The reason why I thank Mr. Floyd Mr. Ray, this is affecting my health. This is affecting my marriage. And I think he understood that that was not a night. And he really was a counselor. And so I don't know what you guys can do, but this guy has declared to place me in the Leon County Jail. And if you'll look at that documentation, is what spearheaded this indefinite move, because I have nothing else to base it on, is because I sought clear directions and proof to protect myself as I go through this process. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other public comments, Mr. Floyd?
No, sir, not this time.
Um, Moving on to agenda item number 6. Ethics Office.
Yes, and this will be brief. As you have reported, we completed the development of of course, for newly elected officials, all the officials, all of them were re-elected. Nevertheless, they're required by the city ordinance to take training. You approved the course last time, so I put the finishing touches with the exception of a video of me talking, which we'll report next week, and then I'll give that to them. And that's been taken care of. We on that last Wednesday. Yeah, okay. I went before the city commission and presented the annual report. Mr. Payne was present. It was brief and to the point. There were no comments. We conducted training sessions with new employees. I began the hiring process for new administrative specialists. The announcement hasn't gone out yet, still working through the minutia with the city. Lucy's retiring. Soon, so working on that. And I'm preparing, and then we prepared materials for this meeting. We responded to ethics complaints, conducted our weekly meetings, and other office responsibilities. So that's the report for the last month. You have the budget report before you, and I'll just ask if there are any questions with regard to the budget. It's the beginning of a new fiscal year. The allocation is about the same.
The, Mr. Zernis, what line item will that come out of? Sorry.
I think that's gonna come out of unclassified professional fees, which is number 10. Any other questions about the budget? Then monthly issue tracking report on 10/21. We received an email from an individual complaining about human trafficking and other offenses not related to the city. The email was sent to a number of individuals from the Inspector General's office to social services. They responded in a manner that I would have had they not responded, so I didn't do anything with it because they took care of it. And to be honest, it looked like a complaint that I had previously received with just a change of an email. So I didn't take any action with that. The complaint on 11/2, a caller contacted the ethics office through the ethics hotline. I spoke with the person. She explained that she called about an incident concerning a city supervised youth sport where her son was injured and the site supervisor ignored her concerns and didn't write an incident report. I contacted the Inspector General's office and gave him the information so he could relay it to whoever needed to handle it. Someone left a message asking for a return call, but they didn't. I haven't been able to get anything other than a message. They didn't set up their voicemail, so I couldn't leave a message. And I attempted several times. Then on 10/21, I received another call to say that she was trying to reach someone in risk mitigation. She explained her issue, but she didn't leave a number, so I couldn't contact her. I couldn't help her. So I'm recommending that you close all.
Motion to accept the recommendations of the ethics office. Motion by Ms. Costa, second by Ms. Mar. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, those opposed? Passes. Moving on to agenda item number 7, general update.
General update. Tomorrow I'll be speaking on a panel, and that's what I was meeting with Chief Kelly. I'm invited to speak on a panel about to law enforcement leaders about ethics. So I'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon. I have scheduled to, I think I told you the last time, I am scheduled to go to a conference in Montreal, ethics conference, the first week in December. It was actually cheaper to go to that conference than to go to one that we want to go to in Fort Myers. It's just not good flying out of Tallahassee. That's been a reason. Other than what's in here, that's about all that's happening.
Can I ask a question about
Yes.
issues? What is going on? I lost track of hiring a professional person to help us with websites and
I am going to integrate that into the position. We scoped it down, and after we scoped it down, I said, I just need to find a person who can handle that for us. So I'm gonna make that part of their job duty.
Works.
anytime.
Any questions on general updates? Okay, moving on to agenda item number 8, advisory opinion.
Yes, this is gonna be John. We received a request in reference to United Way. John and I have already responded to them what they need. But we did want to make it official, so John brings the.
Yes, we were contacted by Ms. Charlton regarding a volunteer committee, city that was spending time and effort on behalf of the United Way of Big Bend. We did provide them with a preliminary opinion because I think the event's already taken place, so we wanted to give them the cover because this is very similar to an opinion that you previously weighed in on. This issue had one different wrinkle, and about halfway down page 3, I talk about the issue of whether they're selling goods at this concession stand and money their own personal accounts. It wasn't sure whether that was taking place or not. Essentially said that's probably an issue that they need to bring up with the city attorney's office or even the city commission if they want to deal with those types of issues. But as long as the money was not intended for the individual, it wouldn't qualify as a gift to them. So I did not find that to be a violation. So that's, other than that, that one wrinkle makes this almost identical to the prior opinion that we've already.
Any questions on the advisory opinion? Is there a motion to accept the advisory opinion?
Second.
Mr. Kelly moves, Mr. Smith seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, we got a documentary.
Yeah, we have a little movie we're gonna show you. I forgot to bring popcorn.
Come on.
So I won't have to do without snacks, but actually this is called All the Queen's Horses. It's about corruption in a particular city. I'm gonna use facets of this. It's gonna be a lot of where we put emphasis in our training over the next year. And in my mind, I want to take a more aggressive, at least a more direct approach in spelling out what corruption is and how important, as in this video, that people speak up, employees speak up, and that people in general speak up. So,
As long as the movie?
hour and 10 minutes.
Okay. Should we close out the meeting and finish with the movie? What do you think? So if people have to leave early, they can leave early? Or do you want this
That's up to,
up to the board? What do you guys, you want to continue?
Let's do that.
Go through the rest of the meeting. If you guys gotta leave, maybe you can.
Are you serious? It really is an hour?
It's really an hour and 10 minutes?
Oh, I thought you were just.
No, he's not.
I thought he was
It's
kidding.
a movie. Yeah, it's an hour, 10 minutes, so.
Is it available on YouTube?
huh?
Is it available on YouTube?
Yeah, I sent it to you, but you didn't watch it. That's why I'm doing it here.
About halfway through earlier.
I watched a little bit of it, so it's quite entertaining.
And, yeah, okay, so we'll go through the rest of the meeting, but basically, as
And
far
we
as,
can stop it after a certain point.
okay,
You'll see.
all right, we can just go. Any public comments on non-agenda items?
We have one on non-agenda items.
Agenda items, okay.
You You want to do that now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Sims.
Mr. Sims, what do we have?
Mr. Chairman, which I thought was a separate issue. I don't know, I have told this board that when a no trespassing citation is issued on any other city property, like our parks, recreation, there is an appeal process. But when a no trespassing citation is issued in our municipal government, we don't have an appeals process. And my research says that our charter says we should. There should be some type of appeals process. Also here, what's really scary to me is the findings of the 2-year report from our Inspector General. If you don't want to watch this hour and 10-minute movie, please read those 141 pages in that IG's report that literally over and over again has set the bar for customer service can be deemed, that level of customer service, how they treat you, can be deemed by any city employee who can get another city employee to collaborate their stories, and they can say, I walked in and I felt threatened, and so I chose not to respond to his emails. I chose not to answer his calls. Or if he sends me an email asking about apples, I've done my job if I tell him about oranges. And there's no recourse. In that finding, the IG Kimberly said, the city can do a better job with communication. No harm, no foul. With me, the IG, in the documentation that I sent you, Mr. Reyes, he said to me in a coy way, yeah, you got 5 different versions of how you can enter this building. And I'm paraphrasing. Just make sure you pick the right one. Because I don't care who, what city employee, whether it was Officer Mo, your team officer, whether it was Dana Morgan, who did the initial citation, whether it's City Commissioner Jerry Madlow, who wants to meet with you in his office Friday at 10:30, we're gonna charge you with a felony. Look at that email. He upgraded it to burglary and trespassing. My last note. It is not consistent. What I'm being accused of or alleged of being doing, other citizens are carrying out these same actions. For example, Leland Whitfield has cursed in city chambers, has threatened me. I've reported that to the both law enforcement agencies, but he was given a prime opportunity to leverage taxpayer dollars while on a court docket to face trial on a felony and a misdemeanor. I have no charges pending. I have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. I'm not proud to say that I'm an ex-felon, but I am. That's not the reason I bring this up. I bring this up because there are other citizens who have displayed their frustrations in manner greater than me and have not even received any type of written corrective actions. I know you guys says that ain't being, what's the word, retaliatory? It ain't discrimination. My last 20 seconds. My children now are 31 and 22. They were opening up Buck Lake Elementary, Miss Barr. New school. I lived in a single wide trailer on Miccosukee Road because I wanted to ensure my children had good education. We enrolled in a school that was 13% African Americans. I was the only Black at all meetings like I attend here. And the principal said at a PTO meeting, we celebrate Black history, Mr. Sims, and I don't appreciate your comments in the paper. And I said to her, how can you throw a party for me and I don't recognize it's a party? And my conclusion is democracy here is under threat. So far, it's just men of color. What category is next? Thank you for your time.
Any other public comments?
No, sir.
Any discussions regarding future agenda? There's one more meeting for this year. I guess, any of you guys want to discuss for next meeting? Any directives? This time we will adjourn the meeting. We can watch the movie. If you guys want to hang out and talk about the movie afterwards.
I'll let y'all get this one. I'm gonna get.
Would you mind sending me? I watched, but not tonight.
We get started here.
I mean, if you don't want to, we can save discussion for next week as long as y'all promise me y'all look at it.
You guys want to watch it? Everybody's going to watch it?
Yes.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it at home.
Have a keep you honest quiz.
Yeah.
This is all because you didn't bring popcorn. If we had popcorn.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was here.
Beer.
Yeah.
No, just, I mean, it's kind of hit home when you watch it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. You'll see how things can just build and one little trickle can be a flood of fraud.
What I've heard over and over again is bad people are just bad people and
Yeah.
good people are good people, and that's not how it works.
No,
And so that's part of what,
there are a lot of good people who work at NROS. They'll start off with just a little fudge here or there, and that's it. And that's what this shows.
so it's sort of an education in that sense. And it may not be to you because your background, but
New ethics.
I just want to share that.
Yeah.
So we'll table it,
All right.
but you're gonna get exam next
Yeah.
December 13th.
And I will say, I think if you have Xfinity or Comcast, I think you could watch it through one of the free, so you don't have to sit at your computer and watch on YouTube. I think you could actually stream it through like Tubi or Freevee or one of those weird video. Prime does too.
They earned 83 points on Rotten Tomatoes. Says so.
All the Queen's horses.
Yeah.
Prime?
Pretty
Okay.
good score.
They play on all the King's horses, all King's men.
Yeah, it's astonishing.
Woman was a
Read all these
city clerk and she had like
You said you already sent it to us?
embezzled $52 million.
In the
It's in the agenda right here.
It's pretty wild.
And if you Google watch all the Queen's horses,
Yeah.
It'll show
well, no,
up.
all the Queen's horses, it shows all the different platforms.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
tell.
they're different ones. Yeah.
I like stuff like this.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have no.
I'm never gonna watch it.
I got through some of it. I got a
Well,
friend.
then, Mr. Chair, we can adjourn.
This one?
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Yes.
Aaron, you can,
Be from 4 to
you can,
7.
Yeah, I know.
We gotta-